Welcome, children of all flavors. This is a Black-Matician quick lesson video, and it's going to be all about adding and subtracting rational numbers.
1, 2, 3.
It's the Black-Matician. 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 That's me. So when we're adding and subtracting rational numbers, remember that rational means a ratio of two integers or a fraction. But really what we're going to be talking about is adding and subtracting fractions. Now fractions, there's a top number and a bottom number. The top number is the numerator and the bottom number is the denominator. And when you're adding and subtracting them, depending on the denominators will tell us which case or which scenario to use. For instance, if we're going to start with adding rational numbers, let's say that we're going to do an instance where the two denominators are the same. When you're given a question like this, if the denominators are the same, they're just going to stay the same. So those do not change. But the numerators are going to change. And we're actually going to just go ahead and do that operation. So 1 over 2 plus 3 over 2, where the new answer, the denominator is still 2, we're going to add the numerators. So 1 plus 3 is going to give us 4. There might be a situation where the denominators are different, where let's say we have 5 over 4 plus 2 over 8. What you do here is in order to add these together, I need our bottom number to be the exact same. And what we're going to do is try to find a common multiple between the 4 and the 8. If I think about 4, I know multiples of 4. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, and so on. And when we think of multiples of 8, we have 8, 16, 24. You want the least common multiple, and the least common between both of these is going to be 8. So what I want to do is turn this 4 into an 8, and in order to do that, I have to multiply it by 2. So 4 times 2 is going to be 8, and whatever you do with the denominator, you have to also do with the numerator. So since we multiply 4 times 2, we're going to do the same thing with the 5. So 5 times 2 is going to be 10. I don't want to change the other fraction because now I have a common denominator, and now we can go right back into our first case of just only adding the numerators. So 10 plus 2 is going to be 12, and our denominator is going to remain the same. When you're subtracting rational numbers or subtracting fractions, it's the same properties, the same principles that we use when we're adding. The only thing is now you're just going to be subtracting them. So let's do one with like denominators. We'll do 4 over 5. Minus 1 over 5. The denominators do not change, so I know it's still going to be a 5. In the numerator, we're going to do 4 minus 1, which gives us 3. And then one with unlike denominators or different denominators, let's do 2 over 3 minus 5 over 9. Now remember, I want a common multiple between 3 and 9. Well, I know that 3 times 3 is going to give me 9. So whatever I do at the bottom, I have to do at the top. So this is going to turn into 2 times 3, which is 6. 3 times 3, which is 9. I'm just going to rewrite the question. Now we have common denominators. So I know that number is going to stay the same. And we're going to do 6 minus 5, which is 1. Now let's do some examples. Example number 1. Find negative 8 over 5 plus 5 over 6. Well, let me go ahead and rewrite this first. Okay, so first things first, we have two denominators that are different. I need the least common multiple. Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So let's go with 30. 5 times 6 is going to give me 30. So negative 8 times 6 is going to give me a negative 48. 6 times 5 is going to give me 30. And 5 times 5 is going to be 25. And then from here, we're just going to add these together. The denominators stay the same. But up top, we have the addition of two integers. So that's going back to an old video that we did. We have negative 48 plus 25. All right, so 48 is the bigger number. So I know my answer has to be negative. And then we're going to subtract 48 and 25. And that's going to give me 23. So our numerator is going to be a negative 23. So after we did all of that work, negative 8 over 5 plus 5 over 6 is going to equal a negative 23 over 30. Let's do another example. So we have negative 4.05 plus 7.62. Okay, so for this one, we can use the same properties we use for adding integers. We know that 7.62 is going to be bigger than 4.5, so I am just going to keep my answer as a positive. And then we're just going to subtract these two numbers. So 7.62 minus 4.05. We can't do 2 minus 5, so we'll turn that into 12. We're going to borrow from the tens place and make that a 5. So now we have 12 minus 5, which is going to be 7. 5 minus 0, which is going to be 5. Bring down your decimal. 7 minus 4 is going to be 3. So our answer is going to be positive 3.57. And that's everything you need to know about adding and subtracting rational numbers. Calculator. Coronavirus got you sitting on the couch watching TV and your life's passing you on by. You're thinking, well, maybe I'll go to school next year or maybe next semester. No, do it right now. I'll work with you whenever you want. You can watch me before you turn on the PlayStation and after you turn on the PlayStation. Whatever you need to do to graduate. Go subscribe right now. I'm out here to help you. You spend all day on your phone anyway. Might as well subscribe to a channel that's going to help you in your future. All you got to do is pick up the phone and subscribe. Why are you making this so complicated? It's easy. Matter of fact, I'm going to subscribe to my own channel right now.